Hey Leo the Lion, what's up? Um, Something happened. It was a little strange when I was contemplating on your guys' sign and your energy, right? Nothing was popping out, and it was just kind of it was a little weird. That's never happened before, right? Um, and then all of a sudden, I kind of got the feeling that not really maybe speaking to people, maybe kind of, no, I'm not inclining to say that as a being a negative thing. Maybe just keeping to your guys' self this month. I feel like it's a moment of stillness. I feel like it's a moment of just kind of deciding what to do and where to go in terms of your future. That's what I got from it. And then all of a sudden, when I said that to myself, I actually said it out loud. I was like, oh, well, they're probably not speaking to people this month, I wonder what it is. Then all of a sudden, the Page of Cups reverse popped out, and then the Two of Wands reverse popped out, and the Devil reverse as well. All three of those jumpers popped out. The Page of Cups and the Two of Wands popped out together, and then the Devil card reversed popped out as well right after. But the Page of Cups and the Two of Wands were reversed as well. And then on my last little stack, I was contemplating on the Knight of Wands popped out. So yeah, let's see what happens. Initially, the Four of Cups popped out too at the very, very, very beginning, and I wasn't getting anything. Like it was weird. Nothing was really popping out. So, but hey, it's not a bad thing. Let's find out what's going on. Guardian angels, the love and light, ancestors lost and known in the seas of time. Please intercede into this reading to provide Leo the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks, and please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to relay and read all the cards and relay all the messages as they're meant to be. Sorry, I got a little distracted there, Leo, with when I was praying over the cards. Weird sounds in my home. It's a little strange there, but this is a very interesting reading, Leo. Let's see what's going on, okay? Father God, please release Leo's first base card for mid-June 2017 regarding their current dispositions and regarding the situations at hand. Okay. So we have the Ten of Wands. Okay. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Right away, Leo, I'm picking up that the worst has happened, but something good is going to come out of it. That was what I just got right now. It's a blessing in disguise, I feel, Okay. Father God, please release and clarify as to why the Ten of Wands is here and the Wheel of Fortune as a pair right here for Leo for mid-June 2017. So Leo, the Four of Cups, huh? There's something coming, Leo, for you. And I mean that in an advantageous manner. Something's going to come out of nowhere, I feel, for you, And it's going to surprise you. But you have to be open to receiving it, though, Leo, I really feel like that. So here we have the Three of Swords, reverse. But I do see you, turning down maybe certain offers. I kind of do see, maybe not working very well with other people, or maybe not letting other people in on your plans, choosing to do things a little solo, I also feel, oh, look, you came on your own reading. That's cool. At least you're upright. Hey. You wanted to pop out. So we have you, strength. And we have, oh, okay, the High Priestess. Okay. See what I said? I feel like something good's going to come out of this. I'll continue with the opening statements in just a second. Let me just ask one time. Father God, is there anything else that you would like to release for Leo for why the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Wands is here? Anything else that you would like to release? Okay, so we have the Ten of Swords reversed. All right. So yeah, not from this, just from my own little intuition going on here. But I do feel, Leo, that you are creating something. There's a plan. You're on a quest to understand or to apply creativity to a decision or to a direction. Okay? Oh, look, the Chariot. It's funny. Okay. That's the base card. Father God, can you please release some clarifiers as to why the Chariot is here for Leo for mid-June 2017 for the situations at hand and for the current disposition that's going on? So yeah, Leo, I'm starting to feel like, I don't know why I'm picking up two right now, not from the cards, just from my own opening intuition, that maybe you're seeing that you're working with the wrong people and how things can maybe become, oh, okay, well, can be, maybe become, I can't get this out, can maybe become skewed, maybe kind of getting involved in situations, not that you intend to or that you plan to, but getting involved in situations that things kind of like get misconstrued, and then like you getting like the shit end of the stick or getting involved in things that you necessarily didn't plan for. I don't know, I just got that feeling too right now. It was a little strange here. Okay. So we have the King of Swords. And we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. That's interesting. And then we have Temperance. So, could be dealing with the Sagittarius. You could be dealing with the Cancer, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I think that's about it. Maybe another Leo, possibly. Yeah, I think that's about it in terms of the cards. Okay. We add some, or get some, what do you call them? I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. What the heck? Some crowning cards. Father God, can you please release some crowning cards for Leo for mid-June 2017 regarding the situations at hand on the table and the current disposition? Okay. Wanted to come out. 2. All right. So we have the Queen of Cups here. And we also have the Page of Cups here. Let's see if there's anything else. Father God, is there anything else that you want to release for what is crowning Leo for mid-June 2017? Let me shuffle one more time. Is there anything else that you, okay. Anything else that you'd like to release for what's crowning Leo mid-June 2017? Okay. Crap, which one came out first? It was this one. Okay, then we have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Sorry, I'm not keeping the cards up long enough. Six of Swords. Then we have, oh wow, the Knight of Wands reversed. The Contemplators, it was upright. It's a little interesting. Okay, let me go ahead and I'm gonna have to separate the little things here going on here. 2 sections. It won't fit in the frame. So Leo, you're coming into the reading with the Sun reversed. Maybe you could possibly be dealing with an Aries. They came in with the Sun upright. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of far-fetched, but you never know. Okay, all right, let's find out what's going on. So we're going to do this one first, and then we'll do this one second, okay? So you come into the reading, right? The sun reversed. I'm just going to lay it here to the side like this. Okay. So two bases, clarifying the base, and your thoughts, crowning you at the top, how you come, or how you came into the reading, I should say. Okay. So, Leo, like I was saying, I feel like maybe some opportunities may come up because it's a little it's a little weird. Not weird, but the mix of cards in terms of the Ten of Wands and then the Wheel of Fortune. Like, how can we have being tired, wanting to lay your wands down, carrying a burden next to luck, and luck actually being in your favor? If it was in reverse, then it would make a little bit more sense, or it would be more a little bit more like logical, a little bit, and like anything's really logical in tarot, right? But when I see that, my first initial, discernment was that there's has been a lot going on, Leo, and there's been a lot of changes, a lot of striving, a lot of yearning for something, and I feel like it's going to be rewarded. And I don't feel like it was a journey not worth celebrating or not worth yielding from. I feel with the Ten of Wands here and the Wheel of Fortune. And then the Three of Swords in reverse means that, you're coming out of a period of heartbreak, or you're coming out of a period of being deceived a little bit maybe, or you're coming out of a period of, not being very happy, right? So not saying you're super elated, but maybe you're coming out of a period, sorry, I'm gonna turn it this way so it's in reverse. You're coming out of that period of maybe just falling into the traps. That's kind of what I'm picking up here. And I mean, you came into your own reading with the Strength here and the High Priestess here next to it, and then the Ten of Swords in reverse. The Ten of Swords in reverse means it's time to relax. It's time to regain and rebuild your vitality, hence coming into the reading with the Sun reversed. So I feel here, Leo, like whatever is going on in terms of what you have been working on, it has been real hard, Leo. It's been very, when I say hard, I mean emotionally, physically, spiritually hard. Hard, D, all of the above, like, bubble in the, D is your selection, right? And I feel like it's because you've maybe had a shift in perception. You had some enlightenment that happened. You realized a couple things. And I feel like, the Holy Spirit, universe, God is going to provide you with an opportunity now to grow from a situation that you strived for, that you relentlessly tackled, that you just kept working on, and it was unrelenting, And now I feel like this opportunity that's going to maybe possibly come, that could be an opportunity, it could be a new job, it could be anything, this sort. It can even be a gas card, like, for crying out loud, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, for that matter, I just mean some good is probably going to come out of the work that you have implemented and that you have tirelessly devoted yourself to. And I want to say that, the Holy Spirit's advising you to say, it's time to rest now. It's time to recuperate with the Ten of Swords here in reverse. Because now you used your intuition and your discernment and you stood strong throughout this period of needing to prevail, right? And now I really do feel, though, Leo, like with this Three of Swords here, I feel like you are no longer being deceived anymore. Like you're starting to see things for what they are and you're seeing through the bullshit. I don't know, I'm just really picking up that. And you're not allowing yourself to become hurt anymore over, the trifles of life, things that are not really important. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna get mad at that. It's not that serious. Like that. And with the Queen of Cups here, controlling your emotions and applying it in a specific manner, in an appropriate manner, where you don't let it override your intuition, right? Or you don't let it override how you perceive things. And also with the Page of Cups here, maybe also, and it's funny because in the contemplators at the beginning of when I was contemplating your guys' sign, the Page of Cups was reversed. Now it came upright. So I feel like maybe now, oh yeah, okay, thank you. That's what it means. You've come out of a period where now you maybe have learned to apply your emotion and you're seeing other things about yourself because you're digging deep and you're understanding, I don't want to call them downfalls of life, but maybe your shortcomings, think the areas in your life that you need to work on and how you need to apply them, right? Because with the Eight of Pentacles here, I'm also picking up that you no longer need to, yeah, we're always working on things and things never end in terms of working on making it better or sufficing it or making it stronger. But I feel like you already worked on this. Hence the rest period, hence the opportunity I feel that's going to come from this, right? And yeah, I really do feel like that. But then when we have the Knight of Wands in reverse, that's someone who, who comes in a little abruptly. They come in with a lot of force. Not that it's a bad thing. It's just coming into things with a lot of energy, but the kind of energy that maybe turns people off. Like it's very strong. It's like, move out of my way, like that kind of energy. And it's not really meeting the goal. It's kind of deterring away from the goal. So it's kind of self-destruction a little bit and mutilation in terms of not reaching the goal. And then the thank you, that's what it means. The Six of Swords here is about walking away. And I feel, Leo, I just picked this up right now, that you're not walking away from coming in so abruptly, coming in so on 10 and just being like, blah, 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 and just saying what you want and just, being a firecracker, because I feel like, okay, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Thank you. Because you are now switching the way that you apply your emotion and how you understand it. And I think that now, Leo, you probably have reached a point, or you're going to reach a point, where now you realize, I don't have to get all upset. Like, I don't have to pop off all the time. It's not that serious. And I feel like this is what you've been working on, which is why the Strength is here. The Strength, that sounds weird. Why Strength is here. Why the High Priestess is here. Because now you're using your intuition to decipher between needing to exert a certain amount of force to a certain situation or to whatever the situation calls for. Having that discernment of deciding when you need to do and when you not need to apply that forcefulness. When you need to stand your ground and stand in your truth, and when you don't need to do it because it's wasting your time. Putting energy towards something that doesn't really matter. I feel like that's why you have to rest, because now this has been hard. This has been a lot of work. This has been a lot of effort applied into this, right? But this is a good rest. And with the Three of Swords here is now because you realize that maybe some of how you portrayed yourself and some of your actions led to some of your demise, And I mean that in a good way. Like, I feel like that's what's going on here. And I feel like with the Eight of Pentacles here in reverse, that you worked on that and you've seen that now. You understand that. You come to a point where it's like, oh, okay, you had like that light bulb moment. It was like, ding. You were like, oh, okay. I don't know why I'm picking up also too that maybe you started to observe people and you started to see how they act. And then you probably looked at them and were like, and you said to yourself, like, that person's doing the most. It's not that serious. And then I feel like maybe you looked away and then you had that moment where you were like, oh, I do that sometimes. Like, I don't want to act like that anymore. I don't want to be that person where people say that. and people perceive you as so. I really feel like that's what's kind of going on. There was a lot of moments like the high priestess with that discernment, with that intuition, with like that, oh, I get it now, I understand. And all of that's good because it's going to lead you to peace, coming out of heartbreak, coming out of being sad, being wallowing in the pity in a sense, coming out of that period. And I mean, with the Queen of Cups here and the Page of Cups, that's just applying your emotion in an appropriate manner and understanding your emotion. Because you have to understand it in order to apply it, understanding the root of it, where it comes from, how to apply it in terms of, is it good, is it bad, the discernment, using your intuition and being strong in your intuition, and saying, okay, I don't need to do this, I don't need to do A, B, and C right now. It's not this serious, I can hold off on that. And then your approach now is different. Your approach is a little bit calmer. It's filled with more discernment. It's filled with more conviction. Things are being absorbed instead of ignored by other people. This is like super dope, Leo. Like, I really like this. This is cool. Yeah. I feel like you walked away from that old part of you. Now, we're all human. We're going to have our days where we just wake up and we want to kill someone. Like, you know what I mean? We all have our days, and that's okay. But recognize that that's what's going on, when you have those moments, and then say, okay, calm down. I need to backtrack now. I need to realize what I'm doing. Like the Page of Cups, right? Understanding where the emotion's coming from and using your intuition, and when to backtrack and when to pull yourself back and when to say, okay, I don't need to do that, because it didn't lead you to better situations when you acted impulsively, And with the Sun reversed here, I really just feel like you're just very tired now. It's a time for rest. It's a time for chilling out and seeing all the hard work that you put into it. Leo, like, this is super cool. I like this. Okay. Let's do the next section here. Once again, just as a reminder, crowning, how you came into the reading. Base, clarifier for the base. Okay. I mean, the Chariot, hey, movement, hello. Moving forward in a positive manner, in a positive direction, right? You see, let me kind of understand this a little bit. Let's see what the message is. Okay, I kind of feel like I'm picking up on this movement, right? It's great. It's in a good place. Or it's going down the yellow brick road in a sense, And I feel like it's wonderful. It's meant to be. It's transcendence, And thank God that Temperance is here upright too. I kind of feel like it has to do with now knowing that you can move forward with the newfound knowledge and with the newfound confidence, right? But with the Knight of Swords in reverse here, I kind of feel like you may still have, like I said, those moments where you may be a human and pop off every now and then, Because the Knight of Swords in reverse is, someone who just comes in with not nice words. They just come in and berate everyone, and, they say what they want, and everyone just hear it. And they don't want to hear anything. They don't get to the goal because they're distracted, But then with the King of Swords here, it's mastering the way that you communicate. You could also be dealing with air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And I feel like with the Temperance card here, the Holy Ghost is asking you or advising you to have the discernment between when you feel like you're skewing to the left a little bit, or when you feel like things are going awry, and when you kind of backtrack or back tread to how you used to be, and to have the understanding of, okay, that's what it is, of what kind of movement and what kind of creation that this can create for you, and how things can shift suddenly when you choose to be the Knight of Swords in reverse versus the King of Swords in reverse. I'm sorry, let me say that one more time. When you choose to move in a specific manner, in terms of like whether discerning when things are skewed, right? When you are then portraying or being the Knight of Swords in reverse, and when you then need to be the King of Swords here. These are two very opposite energies, because the Knight of Swords, you can't be reversed and then have the King of Swords reverse. Upright. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with me right now. But the Knight of Swords reverse and then have the King of Swords upright. Like, you can't master something without properly seeking how to understand it, there's a predication. You can't, they're opposites. It just doesn't work like that. But that's when I feel like Temperance being here saying, know when this comes up. Know when you want to just express yourself in an unhealthy manner, and when you need to then, bring it back, and not feel regret later and feel like the sun reversed, and when to backtrack and pull yourself back. Like, I don't know, I just got a picture of the analogy of a slingshot. When you're the Knight of Swords reversed, that slingshot, it's slowly being pulled, and right before it gets too tight and it's too taut, Temperance comes in, where you say, okay, I'm doing the most right now, I have to stop. And then when that happens, right, then the movement and the direction in terms of how to move forward, the direction as to which you're traveling this movement then is on the right track, because you can have the movement of the Knight of Swords in reverse. That's not a great movement. That's bringing yourself to unhealthy situations and to upheaval and to quarrelsome events. But when you have movement to the King of Swords, that's good. You're going to the right, you're traveling down the right avenue, because you're a master of the communication, and you're making sure that things are clear, making sure that people understand where you're coming from and how you're getting there. So I feel like with Temperance here, that's what this is asking of you, to decipher between when it's too much, when you're backtracking and you become too mouthy or too your old ways, and then when you need to then shift your direction by discerning that you need to shift it and then become the King of Swords, which is also kind of corresponds with the Knight of Wands here in reverse. That energy of just coming in with the Chariot and being the Knight of Swords. That's a whole lot of regrettable energy. Like, that's just regret waiting to happen. Like, that's just being irresponsible, just like slamming the door open and just being like A, B, C, and D, and E, and what? Like, just like, whoa. People are going to look at you and be like, you're doing the most. Which I'm not saying we should always care what people think, but anyone would say that. You don't want to be portrayed as someone who's like that. Especially when you put all that hard work in, Leo, to change that about yourself. And I feel like you're walking away from that part of yourself. But I'm really happy to see the Page of Cups here and the Queen of Cups here. That's really good. This is where it starts, Leo, is understanding where the emotion comes from and where the berating manner comes from. These are the triggers, right? This can be from childhood. This can be from past events. This could be from just any type of situation that has to do with you. Maybe you felt like you were treated unfairly. Pain, But when I'm glad to see it like this, because this says that you've already created the environment. The fact that the Queen of Cups is here and then the Page of Cups is next, which when I look at that, I kind of think of it, you've already applied it to your situation. You already applied and laid that foundation down of controlling your emotions and understanding them, but then you're still on the quest of understanding certain bits of them. I like how it comes one after the other. Sort of like, the the King of Swords here, and then the Knight of Swords in reverse. Like one comes after the other. It's like it's been laid down, but there's still more to learn, like that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the overall message. I know I said earlier that you no longer need to work on this. When I meant that, I want to be a little bit clear about that. When I said that, I mean you no longer need to work on being aware of it, and then having that moment of rest, like the Ten of Swords reversed, and then being rewarded for it because you're going to see that your relationships are going to change. People will take you more seriously. People will be more receptive to you. But don't stop working on understanding it, and don't stop working on implementing it properly and having it be done in a healthy manner, because you have to practice it. That's how you can apply it, and that's how you can master it. It's like 1, 2, 3. That's how it kind of rolls, and that's just how it is. Let me pull some advice cards. So here's the Sun reverse, how you came in. Okay. Mother God, is there any advice cards that you'd like to release for Leo? For the situations at hand, how to move forward, any caveats? Anything that you would like to advise? Any cards you would like to give and put out for Leo? Okay. Okay, let's see if you can see it. Some cards right there. So 3 that are mainly sticking out. I'm going to take them. Okay, so let me just do it in order here. What was it? Ace of Cups reverse. Then we have what is this? Oh, the Queen of Swords. Cool. Upright, right? I got. Then we have the Hierophant reversed. Then we have Justice reversed. Aries got this too, exactly like that. It's weird. Okay. I'm picking up right away, Leo, that be careful when, you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, or when you're sensitive to maybe certain circumstances that happen in your life and the situations that you become involved in. I feel like your mood, just be aware of it, which, hey, that's great advice for everyone, shoot. Beware of it, and beware of how it affects your life and how it affects your intuition and how it affects your communication as well. Because the last thing we want to do, like I said, is backtrack and we want to be able to catch ourselves, right? When those moments arise, the awry moments, when things go to the left, right? That's contrary to the goal or to the common attainment of a goal, right? So when that happens, or when you may be feeling sad, be careful with that. Acknowledge the feeling, but then always keep in mind, Leo, that, because you're feeling a certain way doesn't mean that you can displace that on other people. I'm not saying that you're doing that, but just be aware of, and that's great, like I said, great advice for every single person walking on this earth, because the Ace of Cups in reverse that can speak of maybe not wanting to understand emotion. That can speak of maybe turning down an offer. That can maybe also speak of not speaking about an emotion that comes up. And it's funny how the Queen of Swords is right after it. The person who applies it in the environment and keeps that open line of communication open. So understand where it comes from, the root of it, and express it, right? But do it in a healthy manner. Because when we don't do it in a healthy manner and we don't seek the wisdom, like the Hierophant in reverse, you also could be dealing with now, from the cards, a Libra or a Taurus. So when we don't seek that knowledge and we then don't walk in our truth and continue to practice what we have learned and what we have changed in our lives, we end up getting involved in situations where justice must be served. And who's going to get the shit end of the stick? I don't know. That's not for really you to decide. I'm not sure. But you can control or anticipate or prevent justice being delivered inappropriately, in a sense, by understanding the emotion, like the Ace of Cups in reverse here. And by understanding that it all kind of has to do with how you feel. You know? Also, I don't know, I'm just saying this, Leo, like maybe if, you maybe are walking into work and you're just not having a great day, maybe express that to people and say, hey guys, I'm not really feeling up to par today. I'm not feeling like myself. I'm a little moody today. So just excuse me. I'm going to do my best to be aware of it. If I maybe come off a little abrasive, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be. Also bring it to my attention if you feel like it's so I can then, backtrack myself or take a step back and then realize what I'm doing. The open communication, Leo, and keeping it open with other people and expressing and not keeping in how you feel, right? Because we don't want it to bottle up. And then all this work that, you put into it, what was it for? That's when justice is in reverse here. Are you really going to get what you're supposed to or what you have specifically earned because you worked at it? Or are you going to get something else if things change and you then backtrack and you implement the wrong way of doing it? That's why I really think the Queen of Swords, the upright, is here to let you know that. I feel like the Holy Ghost wants to let you know that. To be aware of those moments and keep that open line of communication open with people. And let people be honest with you and you can be honest with them. Also do it, where is it? Also be honest, of course, but let's be temperance, do it in the right way. It's not what we say, it's how we say it, What we say and how we say it, the Queen of Swords. Because God knows what can come out of it, I want to look underneath the bottom of the deck. So the Tower reversed. This is very strange. Aries got the Hierophant in reverse and Justice in reverse, and I said the same thing. I want to look underneath the bottom of the deck, and they got the Tower reverse as well. That's pretty crazy. Maybe because the Sagittarius moon, this new moon, or this full moon, I'm sorry, in Sagittarius. I know it affected me. I have an Aries moon, so, oh my God, it was crazy. But anyway, sorry, went on a little tangent there. But the Tower in reverse speaks of the inevitable, how things are going to happen. And this is also trying to avoid the inevitable and trying to avoid disaster, which we should always want to avoid disaster, but we shouldn't want to avoid the disaster when how can I say it? What was I trying to say? We don't want to avoid the disaster right when it presents itself. We should nip it in the butt and do things the proper way so that it doesn't lead to the moment of the disaster actually presenting itself. Because if we're working on it and we're aware of it and we do the things that we need to do, use our intuition and our guidance and making the correct discernment and the correct decisions, I'm not saying that disasters won't happen, but they probably are less likely to transpire. Or change will come, but it will be change in a positive sense or in a different manner as it's just something happening. But this is avoiding disaster. This is doing it's like the oh shit moment. Like, oh my God, I have to clean it up. That's maybe why justice is in reverse here as well. Justice in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse and the Tower card in reverse. that alone is a crazy little mix. Like, you know, that's just saying like you trying to avoid this disaster and you're going to get paid back. You know, whether you're the receiving end or, you know, the negative receiving end or the positive receiving end, whatever the case may be. But that this is a crazy mix here. And that's what I'm saying. How I feel, Leo, like when the moods set in, make sure to communicate it. Because when we don't and we keep the emotions in and we don't, we've been working on it, it's in our mind what we know what we need to do, but yet ignoring that and going off of just pure, you know, a wrath of emotion, then we then cut the line of communication between people, and that's when we're not being wise, when we don't use the right discernment, when we don't do things properly that add to the solidity of our situation. Who gets what? Who gets the bad end and who gets the good end? And then the change is just going to come. And if you're the one that's maybe going to get the bad end, you're going to try and clean all that up. And that's just that's exhausting. Like, you don't got time for that. Like, that's way too much work. You know, which way are we going to move? Like the chariot, you know? What's the direction? And I also feel like temperance is here too. Like, this is all meant, Leo, Leo, to advise you, you know, when you feel the emotion come, take a step back. Walk away and just say, I'm sorry, I can feel I'm getting a little perturbed. I have to walk away for a second. I'll come back and we'll pick this up at another time. Like, you can say that, Leo. It's okay. You don't have to sit there and endure being berated, you know, and given also vice versa, you don't have the right to do that to other people, and they have the right to walk away and don't follow them. You know what I mean? Keeping that open line of communication, but making sure that justice is upright, because we all deserve good. But, you know, like I always say, you can't plant, you know, sorry, lost my train of thought. You can't plant an orange seed and want apples. You know, it's not going to happen. Justice. Keep in mind, justice, the Hierophant, Tower, the Sun, and Temperance. I feel like these are the most important cards here. A lot of major arcana too. Crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You got 9 major arcanas here. That's crazy. That usually means there's a lot of lessons that are coming. There's a lot of learning. There's a lot of situations that have to do with yourself and the places that you need to work on or you have worked on, you know, because the minor arcana, like the Ace of Cups, even to the point of like the King of Swords, you know, even though those are court cards, but, you know, it's within the realm. The Six of Cups, you know, the Ace to the tens are the minor arcana. And that's just situations that are in the environment, that the outside influences that come and happen to us. But when we have the major arcana, like you have 9 here, like Justice, the Hierophant, the Sun, the Tower, like, you know, those, the Hermit, those are things that are going on within yourself, or other people that are involved have an influence like that. But it's not an outside thing, it's more you, and it's what's going on inside you, and you have 9. So Leo, I understand why the 10 of Swords is in reverse here. Like, you need to rest. Like, you tired. You know, once again, the Sun. Be careful of being too tired, you know, and not make sure you get your adequate rest. And don't overexert yourself in trying to understand and trying to do too much. And trying to, you know, yes, let's move forward, but not exert yourself too much to the point where when we move forward, it's negativity comes out of it, you know? But, okay, Leo, yeah. Freaking awesome reading, dude. Like, this is really good. It was a little long, I'm sorry. You know me, I can go on forever, but yeah, I mean, great reading, dude. I really like this reading. It's like probably one of my favorite readings for you guys. But okay, we'll see you in July. Keep up the good work, Leo. You can do it. You're almost there. You are pretty much there, dude. Like, you're there. Okay, we'll see you in July.